Not Santa Claus in the ocean, as Jessica put it. I mean, that's...
I mean, y'all go back and look. It looks like Buff Santa in the ocean.
Buff Santa? Welcome back to Eye to Eye, the place where we talk about anything and everything Disney. My name's Kyle.
And my name is Jessica, and today we are going to talk about The Little Mermaid live action with spoilers?
With spoilers.
It sounds weird to say with spoilers because we've probably all seen the original.
Yes.
From like the 90s.
But there are new things. That's the reason that you do a remake, is to do
true.
some new things, right? Or at least you think so.
That's true, and obviously new cast of characters.
New cast of characters, new voices, new way of telling things. It's all going to be new. Hopefully, we'll get into it right here, but this is your final warning. Get out of here if you do not want to be spoiled in any way about this film, although we don't think we can spoil all that much.
Yeah, it just feels so weird to say spoilers, because this isn't like, to me, it's not like The Lion King or Aladdin or even Beauty and the Beast, where there's like something completely different.
Yeah.
Or a song.
I think that's the first big point about this when we talk about this
is...
thing. It's pretty much the exact same down the line, with the exception of some additions in very minor story points, such as
mostly Eric's story.
Eric's story, with the addition, maybe clarification of parents and stuff. Him being adopted, having an adopted mother, Queen Selena, I think is what her name was.
I think that's right. Yeah.
That, the town, the kingdom, and the island that he lived in. Which, you know, the original story of Little Mermaid is in like the Denmark, Scandinavian region.
Yeah.
Like the Grimm, I think it's Grimm's fairy tale.
Okay.
Or Hans Christian Andersen. And
I was just gonna believe you.
I thought the original was also kind of that area too. This is Caribbean.
That's
which makes more
true.
sense because of Sebastian having that kind of vibe to him,
Yeah.
you know? And I love the Caribbean area, so I kind of love it being more closer to home, if that is even
that makes more sense, and I really love Sebastian, so it does make sense that he would be.
You know, you brought him up. Let's talk about Sebastian. So how'd you think? Daveed Diggs, he's also from Hamilton, is probably where he's most known from. Did you just now realize all that?
Well, my mind is blown.
Just blown right now.
I knew that voice.
I know, like, I thought you were gonna like tap me during the movie and be like, "That's Daveed Diggs." I was like, "Yeah, that's him." Yeah.
You remember, I did not know that Simba was played by Jonathan Taylor Thomas until like 5 years ago.
No,
so
you're just outing yourself so much right
now.
now.
Just a dummy. So
not a dummy. You just aren't informed about some things.
Yeah. So
how'd you feel about Sebastian?
Makes sense. I loved him before. Now I love him even more.
Just because Daveed Diggs is
because duh. Also, I thought his character was really funny. I thought truly this Sebastian was better than original Sebastian.
Like the old Sebastian was very like Weasley, you know.
This one was more funny.
He had more quips under his breath as he's walking away from Triton and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he, you know, because goes into one of maybe your gripes too, because Flounder took more of a backseat in this one.
Yeah.
It's almost like he got, and Scuttle, I'll get to that in a minute, got to take center stage a little bit more too.
And that's true, because I really missed Flounder. Obviously, Flounder was a huge part of the original movie, so I just kind of missed that like little brother energy that Flounder brought to Ariel, but that's just my gripe. Okay.
You said their relationship was more like what now? Not a little brother, but like maybe like annoying kid next door type of thing, or something like that.
I didn't say that, but
I'm putting words in her mouth, but
that is accurate.
That's kind of what I felt like, the impression we were talking about it after the movie that you said. So I liked Sebastian in this one. It was, if I had to like grade the performance, it met expectations with just a slight uptick. You know, kind of added a little bit to it. Flounder definitely was a downgrade. We're gonna get to Ariel. We're about to get to
Scuttle.
To the big parts of this. But since we kind of started here, let me talk about Scuttle a little bit. Let me just everybody hold on. Just let me take a deep breath here. So first of all, the more I watched Scuttle and the way Awkwafina played it, I liked it. So let me say that starting off.
I loved it.
Did not like the whole rap thing that him and Sebastian did. I just, not because it was a bad thing. It just.
I remember the rap.
Do you remember when she woke up after their date?
Oh!
It just didn't.
It didn't fit.
It didn't fit to me.
Yeah.
Like, I think I don't know what you would have done, but I thought that could have been done something right. So it's not even that bothers me. What irks me, and I talked about this in the trailer reactions that we did, was they made this big ordeal. We are changing Sebastian from a seagull to the animal guy is blanking on the name of it now. Wow, help me. Gannett? No. Anyway, they changed it to a diving bird so he could spend more time, or she now could spend more time underwater talking with the fish and with Ariel. And we got one scene of it. So this big change that you made for this reason, that was the pivotal thing because we had to have one scene of him underwater talking. When he got more scenes, she got more scenes out of the water now than in the previous one. I'm just, as someone that like, if you're gonna change something, you need to make it worth something, not just one scene. So we could have a diving bird go down for the visuals and stuff. Like that's cool. Like I love those birds, but at the same time, it just felt pointless to me.
So seagulls don't go in the water at all.
They'll float on top and stuff. And
but yes, they don't like dive down.
They will not dive and almost swim down there. Maneuver, I should say, because they're not really. I don't know. There's gonna be animal people that like get on me now saying they do swim. I'm like, is it really swimming or is it more just maneuvering with their feet and their wings a little bit?
I mean, that's basically what I do when I swim. Just try not to die.
You know what? Honestly, I should stop griping because watching her swim is probably worse than that. Anyway,
I'm really good swimming in a swimming pool, not in the ocean.
That's true. So that is my one big gripe with this film is because I was told we changed this for this reason, and I was just like, I'm lied to. This is stupid. Like,
well, okay, let's get to something positive.
Okay, something positive.
You really loved Ursula.
Oh my goodness, Melissa McCarthy. Best iteration in terms of what she was given to work with. I think we've talked in our spoiler-free review a lot, and we'll talk about it some here, about how there were some missed opportunities with her. But
I feel like it could have been a little bit bigger. You could have made her part more impactful.
More, the story brought... This is a good in comparison here with Aladdin. The biggest gripe about Aladdin, which is, I think, one of the best remakes, in my opinion, that they've done, is that they tried to add to Jafar's story. It just didn't work as well. But I like that they tried to do something. Same thing should have been done with Ursula.
That's true, because it felt just, her character was just really flat, and just all of a sudden, I mean, if you're watching The Little Mermaid for the plot, which is probably not the best reason to watch it, but if you are, you're gonna be really confused. You're like, why is she angry with her brother?
They tried to add it.
Why is she trying to steal Ariel? Like, if you really think about it, it makes no sense. And how did she get all these potions? And why is she an octopus? Why is she not, a merman, or mermaid? Like,
I did think about that. It's like, so now if they're siblings, why is she not a mermaid?
Yes.
And why did she become, an octopus, a squid lady?
And did she become that because she's evil? Was there an issue?
Was this a curse that Triton put down upon him?
This could have all been fleshed out so easily with 5 minutes of screen time, but no. Instead.
But aside from that and the lack of developing that, what we know as Ursula, and now having the previous voice actress having passed on, it's a hard role to carry over. Yeah. She did it beautifully. Yeah. The way she sang it, of course, it's not the same. It's a little different, but it was her own Melissa McCarthyism. And then in some of the lines too, with her little, I'll just give you the premium package, kid.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Even though we saw it in the trailer, I will not be able to see anyone as Ursula now other than Melissa McCarthy.
I agree, and it's so funny to see her, I've been a Melissa McCarthy fan for a long time.
Yes, you have.
And so to see her, go from a TV show like Mike and Molly, or, Bridesmaids, or Identity Thief, and then to have this really deep, baritone voice almost, it's wild to me.
Yeah, I don't think they could have casted better for this. And then it's one thing to cast well, and people think, oh, that's brilliant. But then when they actually follow through with it.
Yeah, they perform well.
Just give her a little bit more. That's all I would have said. Yeah. It's just a little bit more for her.
Maybe we will get her villain story. I would love an Ursula story, just like we got Cruella.
Maybe, because I think we got some good stuff and we missed out on some good stuff with her. All right, let's talk about the main characters, the love story behind this. Ariel and Prince Eric. Let's start with our main protagonist, Halle Bailey, taking over as Ariel. Jodie Benson, by the way, was in the movie. In the townspeople, I forget which one she was.
Oh, that's right, you did. You punched me in the movie. You're like, that's her.
That's her. They do a good job of trying to honor the previous voice actress or actress or actor.
It's like when Stan Lee used to be in the Marvel movies.
Kind of similar. Cameos. It is a cameo.
It's the same.
It's a cameo. Yes. If that's what you mean, I thought you meant Stan Lee didn't really play characters, but
neither did Jodie Benson. She was just a townsperson, right?
But she was Ariel's voice, remember?
No.
Oh, I understand what you meant now. I was like, did she just like admit she didn't know Jodie?
No, never mind.
I got it. I'm back with you now. So, I thought she did a brilliant job, especially with the singing. We all have that same voice of Jodie Benson in our head, and so
what you expect her to be.
She's up against that already.
Which, can you imagine the pressure? Like,
right.
My goodness.
And I thought she brilliantly did it.
Absolutely nailed it.
And you can hear the differences in the way she would like hit notes and things like that in certain parts of the song. And I thought that didn't take me out of it or anything, because I knew they were going to try some new things with things like that. But when you talk about Ariel's got to have a great singing voice, knocked it out of the park there.
Nailed it. Yep, absolutely.
But very similar to, I guess, Ursula, didn't really give them much more to do other than...
No, just pretty much remake the original.
Which I thought maybe could... Oh, well, she becomes the hero, the true hero at the end.
I mean, that's true. So it was a lot less about King Triton.
Yep.
And a lot more about Ariel, which I guess that was some people's gripe, is that the Little Mermaid, the original one, was actually King Triton's story.
Well,
which is an interesting take.
If you really cut this story to, like, we always do that exercise. If you remove this character from the story, does it change everything? Like, King Triton in that one, if you take him out of it, the whole story is different.
But same thing with Ariel, you can't take her out.
The core plot of it, like, it really was King Triton's story in the original, if you really cut it to the bare bones, because it was just like everybody was saving Ariel. In this one, they made even her be the one that rams Ursula with the ship at the end. I mean,
that's true. Ariel is the savior.
Right. So,
which kind of goes with, like, the times of... It's a lot more feminine power right now than it was back in the 90s.
Right.
And so you don't need a hero. You can save yourself. Mm-hmm. And your partner, Eric, is there to fight with you, not fight for you.
Right. Well, and they pretty much just flip-flop the roles. Like, because if I remember correctly in the original, like, Ariel was kind of like laying down, like, on the bottom of the ocean.
Like, saved her.
Just kind of rams it in it. It was pretty much the exact opposite. I mean, Eric's doing something in it. Like, he's climbing,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, they're fighting together, not...
Yeah.
Not one hero.
And here's something random thought that just came to mind in that whole sequence too. Did you realize, like, they portrayed King Triton as dying in that? Like, he just basically got disintegrated by Ursula when he gave up the power to her, the Triton. Did you realize that?
No.
See, to me, in the moment, it didn't hit me that he got vaporized.
But he didn't.
If you noticed how when he came back, like, the power of the Triton, like, brought him back. That's how I understood it.
You're making that up.
No, I'm serious. That's in the original. Remember, Ursula was turning everybody into those little squiddy things.
Yeah.
And squiddy things. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but that's my, like, puppet version, my Muppet version of the squiddy things.
Okay.
Like, little things. So that was taken out of here too.
That's true. I forgot all about that.
Which I wonder why. Like, why that is. Why would you take that out of there? That just there's a lot of things, like small additions and changes, such as the seagull, that just don't make sense to me in this. And I think that took me out of it at times. Eric, we talked a little bit about him already. They gave him more of a backstory.
I did like that.
Yes.
I liked learning more about him. And I think that's what I wanted with all of the characters, right? I mean, now granted, I don't want a 5-hour Little Mermaid movie. But
could you imagine, let's stretch out Kiss the Girl, like, to 1 hour, like, boat ride.
I would just rather not see that. But yeah, I loved the background of Eric getting to see his town.
Yeah, that was
good.
See
all of that. And I felt like even that first ship scene with Eric, you even kind of learn a little more about his personality. Yeah. And, he's kind of
it's not just
I'm the head honcho
It is not
guy.
The standard Prince Charming type of guy. It's this guy who's a little bit rebellious. Grimsby has trouble keeping him. That's another, I know we keep bouncing, but, like, Grimsby in this gets a little bit more characterization, and I think he's more likable in this one because he's actually trying to help Eric do what he wants while also trying to keep him safe because he's still a teenager, I think, in this one. Or
he's 21.
21, sorry. See, those are those small details that I just didn't get in the movie. But I love that we got to learn more about the town, the kingdom, the island that they lived on, and spend time in the community. That was stuff that was really good.
And I really liked that they kind of brought up the tension between the townspeople and the sea creatures. Is that what they called them?
Mer people. That's what
Are you sure?
Yes, mer people.
Okay, well,
mermen.
I know that's what they are, but I felt like they said the sea creatures.
Well, they said like the sea gods and things like that.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really know truthfully that they existed. It was all these legends, remember?
But I did like that when Eric and Ariel got married, that Eric's mom was
Can I be
like,
honest?
"Oh, you didn't like that?"
It felt very forced.
I liked it.
It's not. I love that that's how it ended, but like to me, there wasn't this natural progression to that moment. Like it was like we don't like each other, and suddenly because Ariel and Eric are getting married, which is what it is in the animated movie too. So I'm not saying this one failed where the other one didn't. It just to me, those are the missed opportunities in this movie that could have been made better in the live action.
Well, here's the thing. The mer people can't live on land. The land people can't live in the sea, so it doesn't matter.
That's one way to definitely look at it. I'm trying to think of. We talked about Scuttle. We talked about Flounder. We talked a little bit about Triton, but they pulled back on him.
They took so much away from him. Yeah, I felt like we didn't get enough.
Yeah.
He didn't look anything like the original.
Really? I thought they did a really good job of making him look like... I mean, his beard wasn't as white.
I wanted the giant white beard. I wanted the giant crown like the original. Everything else is fine. I just wanted that beard that was like Santa.
Well, he kind of had that. It was just more
No!
gray.
No.
Look, I thought it was good because in the old one, he looks super, super old. In this one, he looked more...
That's true.
You know,
He
young...
looked like a father of a 20-year-old.
Sure. Yeah, that's probably the good way to put that in there. To me, I thought that was a good realistic touch. That not Santa Claus in the ocean, as Jessica put it. I mean, that's...
I mean, y'all go back and look. It looks like buff Santa in the ocean.
Buff Santa?
Yeah, King Triton, the original, is like buff.
Oh my goodness.
Look, I mean, you got the movie right there, the VHS.
Okay, right there. It's down there. I guess we could pull that out and reference it if you wanted to, but I'd never thought of King Triton as buff Santa. But here we are right now. Maybe rounding out the songs, which is what The Little Mermaid really is known for. Under the Sea, I thought
Great job.
delivered and probably gave us a little bit extra,
true.
more to love with that one. Kiss the Girl, when I first heard it, I didn't like it, but as it went on,
It's fine.
I went back and listened and watched the original sequence too, and I was like, you know what? Now that I've sat on it, it meets expectations. I know. I get why you don't like it there, but
I don't not like it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Part of Your World, nailed it.
Oh,
I thought.
of course.
Nailed that one, and Poor Unfortunate Souls.
That one
nailed
I really thought nailed it.
So if you heard what we just said, most of those songs nailed it.
Yep.
One just kind of met expectations, which is a disappointment for me because Kiss the Girl is my favorite out of all the Little Mermaid
You really
songs.
liked that. What is it, the Disney?
Which one?
What was those?
Disney Mania.
Yes!
Yes.
You loved that.
I love that version of it. It's just a fun, cute little song. And then they tried to add the Prince Eric song.
That was a flop.
Yeah. It kind of was.
That was, I think we should just leave it at that.
We just leave it at that. He tried. There was an attempt.
Sure, his voice is fine. That's not what we're saying.
Not on the singer. Not on even maybe the heart behind the song. I just didn't get the same feels that I got from The Beast in that one, and that's just a hard standard to beat for a live action edition song to a remake.
Yep.
So the biggest thing that you take away from all this, whether you loved it, whether you hated it, whether you thought they could have done something better, I think this movie is going to check boxes for a lot of people, but it's also going to find places where it doesn't check boxes, which is why, like in our spoiler free, we came right down the middle on it. Didn't hate it, didn't love it, but we at least didn't feel like we wasted our time there.
I mean, that's true.
And there are some clear high points in this that really, I don't want to say salvage the movie, but make your experience worth it when you look away at the time. So we'd love to hear from you, your thoughts about The Little Mermaid remake with the brand new cast down in the comments section below. So let us know what you think. What else should they do?
If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel and turning on that notification bell so you don't miss any of our content.
That's all we have for you on this edition of Eye to Eye until we assemble again.
May the Force be with you.
And we'll see you real soon.
Bye, guys.